This going on Instagram. Fuck TikTok.
Bro. TikTok
Fuck
and
TikTok.
Instagram,
Fuck TikTok.
TikTok is like they be putting us down. I ain't gonna lie.
Fuck TikTok. Get my page back. Get my page back. It's my boy. We grew up together, basically. We evolved, went through high school together, got out of high school, both started doing our own thing. I've been out here doing my thing. He been in Fayetteville doing his thing. And y'all been trying to get this man down here for so long. And here we are. He's finally here. So, y'all, welcome my boy. 3 Dead Idols. I know him as Tyler. Tell the people who you are, where you from, what you stand for.
3 Dead Idols, like she said. We grew up, ran track together. I'm not gonna lie, she faster than me. Ever since I graduated high school, I just had like this ambition, like this passion to keep going. And I love how she's supportive.
How long have you been doing the music?
Okay.
And what has been the hardest thing to grasp for you when it comes down to making your music?
I wouldn't even say it's hard. I'm trying to remove hard from my vocabulary. I say it's a challenge because if it's hard, you're gonna say, "Oh, it's hard. I don't want to do it no more." I've been doing music for like 2.5 years, but I've been like rapping, writing poems and stuff like that ever since I was in high school. I love like challenging myself and doing things that I know might be a little difficult at the time, but I love it. I just had to like branch out first. We had like a little combo before the interview. That made me realize what you said, like go where you're supported. There is no supporting thing. But like now that I'm here, like I see the love, I see the ambition, I see the passion, and like I just want to be a part of something like that because music is really like sensitive to me. Like I have to like recall my experiences, what I had like been through, because I feel like that's more relatable. People like relate to like real life situations. I can't talk about diamonds and like money and like fame if I don't have those things. That feels fraudulent to me, you know?
That's also one of the reasons why it's been kind of hard for me to make my music lately, because I want to make more relatable music. I don't want to make something that sounds mainstream of, oh yeah, this shit'll go off because they'll play it. No, I don't want
club
that.
or whatever. You know what
That's not my end goal.
Nowadays, people aren't. They're vulnerable, but they're only vulnerable like when with their camp. They're not vulnerable on the mic, which is way more important. If you're more vulnerable on the microphone, that gives you like a whole another perspective versus like just like me and you talking. We understand, but other people might not get that. Now I'm in a position where I have to be more vulnerable with my music, and it's hard sometimes. A touchy subject, like sometimes I get sad, sometimes I get anxious. Like I have to realize that's all a part of the journey. I'm falling in love with the journey and the process more than the destination. The person who enjoys the journey will walk further than anyone who just enjoys the destination.
Boy, you just said something.
I thought I was gonna make it like as soon as it happened, but I was like, man, I gotta fall in love with the journey first. In Little Rock, it's much more love. It's much more love. They want to see you win. Like they want to be beside you, not for the benefit. Unlike Fayetteville, love the craft first. Yeah. Love your craft first, and everything else will fall in place.
I didn't even realize how tapped in I was with the community when it come down to like being artistic and creating until I got to posting my content. Everybody in my DMs, everybody in my comments, and then I had people coming to me like, damn, you make content, I be watching you, like keep doing it. Like still to this day it's been very uncomfortable for me to have as many eyes on me as I have been, but it's also something different when the eyes are on you from people that actually support you and want you to win instead of just people that just want the benefit of you winning. Even out here, when it come down to different people doing some of the same things, everybody got their own flavor to it. So it's just like, I'm not gonna drown out what you got going on just because we doing the same thing, because your shit different than mine. So how can I shit on what you got going on? If I uplift you and fill you with love, you gonna do the same with me. Now we all winning instead of it's just you and we watching you take off. And I think one thing that everybody has also realized, this isn't just an online persona. Like this is me 100%. This is me in all ways. This is not me trying to fabricate a version of myself to relate to y'all. This is me. I'm being real 100%. I'm trying to show y'all the real raw and uncut of what goes on in my life, because I know niggas can relate. We be going through shit, y'all.
That's true.
We can go through all this shit together and help each other win. You don't gotta be by yourself.
Never that. Like, we have like this like little capitalist mindset, like this individual mindset where I got to do it all by myself. I got to do it all just me. But you have to realize Tom Brady won 6 rings, but he couldn't do it if he didn't have his linemen. I'm not even into basketball like that, but I know for a fact Jordan would not have won those rings without Scotty.
It was him and other people together.
sure.
They all working for the same goals.
It's a team, a mindset. People have to get out of that individual thing. And like the thing about music is you gotta have a marketer, you gotta have a manager, a videographer, content creators that don't do music to get eyes on your music. Bro, like, we gotta work together. Nothing is cool until we validate it.
Come on. None of that shit be
Dances, fashion.
none of that shit is cool until we put our hands on it and be like, yeah, this shit cool. We the trendsetters, and once we realize how much power we have over everybody as a whole, over fashion, over music, then things will change for us. Until then, everything is just gonna be how it is. Everybody's gonna be moving around with the mindset of capitalism, because that's what it is. It should be us, us versus them, and them. RDC world. AMP. They helped each other. Oh, I excel in this, and I know you're not really good at this, but you good at that, and I'm not good at this. So let's work together and piggyback off each other. Have y'all seen that big ass house they staying in?
Like OTF, like Lil Durk brung all of his people with him every single time. Like everyone has their role to play. Everyone doesn't have to be like the main one because like they need help. Like I'm 21 and like I'm just now breaking out of like that. Oh, I gotta do it by myself. Like you put out so much of your energy, you don't have time for the art anymore. Like, I had to realize that I was so stuck in like that mindset for a second. But after that conversation we had, like that opened my eyes. Like I'm trying to go back to Little Rock now. Shit.
I do feel like that is something that is mostly common around people. It's easier to go to those heights when you with a group of people than it is by yourself. That's not saying that you can't do it by yourself, because you definitely can, but it's gonna be longer and it's gonna take much more work than it does when you're doing it with everybody else, because that way everybody else can bring their own weight instead of you having to carry it all. It's also, that's something that I've been having to get out of myself. Damn, I'm alone, I'm doing this by myself. You're never alone, bro. That's a thing. That's a thing. Like, we got that bad. We got that bad. And I say we because I'm saying it as a whole.
I don't regret moving out of my mom's house and going to Fayetteville, but I wish I would have waited. Up there in Fayetteville, like everyone's in competition. Everyone's butting heads with you. And it's hard to like actually put your creative mind to something when you're always trying to one up somebody. When the only person you should be trying to one up is the person you were yesterday. If you're not better than you were yesterday, but you in competition with someone that's years ahead of you, you won't get to that. I'm not exactly proud of where I am now, but I'm grateful of it. It was hard to like be a creative when you're always trying to do everything at once. There's other people that can take that weight off your shoulders. There's some people that don't rap but are amazing at shooting videos. Let's work, let's shoot a video. There's people that are amazing at dancing. Let's put them in the background.
I feel like that's something that everybody as a whole, like society, is starting to get better on, especially when it comes down to like creating. Everybody is looking for more authentic things.
Yes,
I'm looking for
100%.
more authentic art. I'm looking for more authentic music.
From the
Something
heart, from the soul.
something that you could feel, and shit, you performing it and I feel that you feel it.
People don't know what they want. That's why I had to get away from like trying to like please everybody, because everyone's not gonna like you. Everyone wants that status. Reason why people get to that height is because of the people around them. Like their circle is really inspiring. If you hang around 8 broke people, you're gonna be the 9th broke person. But if you hang around billionaires, you're gonna get into the stock market. You're gonna get into real estate because that's your environment. Humans are really sensitive to their environment 100% of the time. Their friends are wanting more than what they are around. You gotta like really want it. You're gonna like lose friends. You're gonna lose some opportunities in the moment. Some people get comfortable. Some people get complacent. But you realize there's like a bigger goal than just right now. The end goal is so much bigger than Fayetteville. It's so much bigger than Little Rock. But you gotta have like that type of connection with your people first. Branch out, like talk to people that you've never talked to before. They're gonna give you a perspective that's different from yours, and that means a lot. Perspective is everything.
I like talking to just people that I think look cool. Like you look cool to me, on God. Let me chop it up with you. The just having a small conversation with them could change your mindset for the better. Like it could put you in a mode of, and they was right. Now it's time for me to work. Now it's time for me to move there. Now it's time to do that. but you don't know what type of knowledge the next person has until you talk to them. Sometimes, bro, y'all gotta force yourself to do things. You got to, because if you don't, then you will be scared your whole life. Like, my motto is be scared and do it anyway. Because in the end, when you do it, that's an experience that you can learn from, and that could be a pivotal teaching moment in your life. But because you were scared, you didn't want to do it. Now you missed out on an opportunity that could have really opened you up to many different endeavors, but you didn't want to do it. You didn't want to talk to them, or you didn't want to go do that. That's lame.
Being scared or being anxious of the unknown, that's natural. At the end of the day, like, what do you really want out of your life? Like, no one can put you in a room unless you open the door first. You know what I'm like? I feel like you have to use like your anxiety, you have to use your fear, you have to use these natural feelings to like fuel your passion. Because everyone's gonna feel the highs and lows of life, but until you actually like love your journey, you're not gonna take the first step. Like,
You can't go into them rooms until you open the door for yourself.
true. It might not be like what you expect it to be, but that's the experience. You're gonna get told no. You're gonna be like, oh, we didn't want to hear that right now. But like your passion and like your delusion, you have to be kind of crazy to do the stuff that we're
Look
doing. You
delusional.
gotta be a little bit. You have to be so sure and so 100% of your craft that no one can tell you shit.
When you're on that frequency of, I don't need your validation to tell me that I'm doing a good job because I know damn well I'm doing a good job,
Yep.
then it opens the door for people that also see you doing what you're doing to just be like, damn, you are doing a good job. It makes the people that actually are for you, they fall in line, they come towards you, they let you know like, hey, I'm fucking what you got going. I really want to be a part of it, rather if it's me just constantly supporting and sharing and liking your stuff, or it's we collabing on something or anything. It
It's
is.
so beautiful, man. Like I've been doing it for like 2.5, almost 3 years now, and I've learned so much. Like I've learned the business side, I learned the creative side, and on top of that, I just learned to be a better person. Sometimes you gotta like put that bug in their ear. Hey, man, you got goals, go get them. Work a little harder. It's all a part of the journey, man. But I know that sometimes you gotta just go out and do it. But I also want to be a leader. I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be inspired by me.
I'm Beyonce.
That's
On me.
hard.
I'm the
That's
baddest.
hard.
I'm the baddest bitch in here. I'm
I
the
fuck with
coolest
that.
bitch in here. I'm
Yeah.
Beyonce. But even then, a lot of people would take that as, oh, yo, ego is too big. No,
Yeah.
that's just me knowing what type of power I hold. And
Mm.
just because I say
Mhm.
I'm the baddest bitch in the world doesn't mean you're not the baddest bitch in the world. We just in two different worlds. My world is my world. Your world is your world. You is in your own lane. I'm in my own lane.
That's true.
And me being a bad bitch in my lane don't take away from you being a bad bitch in yours.
True.
I don't think it's
True.
egotistical. It's just having a certain level of sureness about yourself that can't
Okay.
nobody take away from you.
Word.
Now it's different when your ego, when you using it to like downplay others, then
Yeah.
it becomes
That's
egotistical.
a problem.
I just know what I do for myself. And I
Mhm.
feel like that's something that you should emulate into your life. Cause nigga, you do a damn good job at what you do. You've accomplished a lot within these 2 to 3 years.
Appreciate it.
And because you won't give yourself the flowers,
Yeah.
you taking it as, oh, if I give myself flowers, that's me being egotistical. No, that's just you supporting yourself. Because if you don't support you, who gonna do it? Believing in yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you don't believe in you, who gonna do it? Once you believe in yourself in a certain way, the people who are watching you, they see it and they fall in line because they're like, oh, if you believe this about yourself and I see you doing it, I can believe it too.
That's just one of my things that I got to get over, man. I want to be a people person, but I know most people don't have the best interest for me. So like, I kind of like make myself small in that aspect, but I gotta like really get out of that stuff.
You want my advice of
Yeah,
that?
please let me know.
You're already having the expectations of people before you meet them. You
Okay.
don't know folks. You don't know if they have your best in mind until you come in contact with them and then they show you, oh, you don't have my best in mind.
Word.
Anybody that comes into my life, no matter how you come into my life, you got a clean slate. And I'm gonna believe you 100% for me in all ways until you show me that you're not.
Once you get to like a certain point in like your creative journey, like whatever journey you're on, people have their own expectations of you regardless. Okay.
Why would I have expectations of someone that I know nothing of?
Because the product that I have put out and like cuz like the work that we put on, they expect something out of me.
My expectations of you have
Mhm.
nothing to do with you and everything to do with me. I can't have expectations of you. You're your own person. You go through your own things. The only expectations that I can have from you is how you treat me as your friend. As far as what you do with your career and how you, that has absolutely nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with me. For instance, when I, like I said, when I first started music, a lot of people's expectations of me was putting out a lot of music. Oh, you need to release music. You make good music. You need to release music all the time. Because everybody expectations of me was so high with the music, it made me not want to do it. Because I'm like, bro, I'm doing this because I want to do it, and now y'all expect me to do it like this because you like it. But I also had to realize their expectations don't have anything to do with me, nor do I have to fall in line with them. But I also realized their expectations is also like a peek into what they see for myself. I high expectations for me because you see the type of shit that I'm doing, and you see.
Elaborate on that a little bit more?
If I had high expectations of you,
Okay.
I didn't know you, and I had high expectations of you, and it was based off of like your music and your social media persona. That's because I see you going so hard, so I know you got it in you to be something bigger and something higher. But they don't have, that's your journey. They don't, what the fuck, how can I have expectations of your life and this is your journey? I can't have those expectations for you and not have those same expectations for myself. In a way that's projecting. I'm projecting the energy that I feel like needs to be for me onto you. Oh, you should release music, all this, because it, then what are you doing? Why are you constantly trying to project this certain thing upon me? Because that is your expectation. Your expectations don't have anything to do with me. You have to expect, you have to accept me for who I am and where I'm coming from. If I give you more, accept that. But you can't expect me to give you more just because I do a good job at this and I'm good at that. Yeah, I sure am. But all that comes at a time.
Music to me, like it's all about like the experiences and like how I feel like in the moment or like leading up to the studio. Everyone wants me to like release like this underground, dark, muddy, like aggressive type of tone, but sometimes I want to sing like The Weeknd. If I do all those type of things, then I feel like I'm letting my fans down. But it's all about my journey.
They are fans of you. So they gonna fuck with whatever you decide to do for yourself. If you want to release a grunge tape, they gonna fuck with it. If you want to release a fucking album of you singing, they're gonna fuck with it. Don't let the masses dictate what you do for yourself. This is your journey. You go at your speed. You do what you want. If anybody else want to tune into what you got going on, then they have to be accepting and be patient with you. Oh, I do want to hear this from you. So I'm gonna tell you like, hey, damn, I want to hear you sing. Now it's up to you on if you're gonna sing or not, because it's your journey.
People don't understand like something, music is a really spiritual thing. If I want to sing, I have to pour my soul into a song. Like if I want to sing, I have to be in like that type of mood, that type of environment. I might get my heart broken, I might be in love, I might just be enjoying life and I want to hit a couple notes. You know what I'm saying? That's the singing aspect of it. But like when I'm rapping, I might be a little angry, I might be a little aggressive, and people who want that all the time, I can't be angry all the time. I can't be angry because you expect me to rap like I'm angry. I'm like, yes, it produces good music, but it's straining because it's a spiritual release. Like it's really emotional and it's really in depth.
Like Andre 3000's new flute album. Everybody wanted him to release a rap album. And he like, bro, that's not what resonates with me right now. Playing this flute is what's doing it. So that's what y'all gonna get. But it also just feeds into not putting yourself into a box because that's what other people think you should. That's also one of the reasons why I just do whatever I do and however I want to do it. But just because I'm good at this don't mean this has to be the only thing that I'm doing. I could do something else and be and I could do something else and be just as good at that than I am doing something else. But it's just a matter of like the people that are watching you not getting attached to that version of you. They have to allow you to grow and they have to allow you to evolve instead of getting stuck to a certain version. It's your job to teach them patience when it comes to your art.
Music is so accessible. You can release music all the time. Doesn't mean it's gonna be good. And then they get mad at you when you give them what they want. Like, how are you mad at me?
Because it's not how you wanted it, when you wanted it. Now you don't like it. I did my first episode. A couple of my family members was on my ass. A couple of my friends was on my ass of, okay, well, you need to hurry up and put out another video so you won't lose your momentum. And I'm like, I understand. But at the same time, this is my art, so I'm gonna release it when I feel the need to.
Mhm.
And regardless of when I do it, the people that fuck with me, the people that like what I do, they gonna tap in regardless. I'm not worried about doing this and taking off. I'm worried about doing this for me because it's what makes me happy. And I like being able to help people the way that I help people. Like coming on here and being able to tap in with folks and get them different insights on how to do things. Bro, you gotta go at your own pace. Go at your own pace at your own time and do whatever you want. Like, can't nobody dictate that. Regardless if they just want you, oh, I want you should put out this type of music. What do you want to do though?
There are so many people that just say you should do this or say you should do that when they really are unsure of it. That's like projecting what we just said. Like people are projecting themselves onto you. Like people want to start a podcast. So they say, oh, release a podcast every Friday. How about that's since that's not Tori's schedule, how about you release a podcast every Friday and see how much work you got to put in editing, lighting, putting the captions on the video. That takes hours. That takes energy. We are humans. People are so like entitled to like the celebrity status of like always doing that. But celebrities have an entire team, so you can get the consistency. We're independent. Like I mix and master my own music. You edit your own videos. We don't have like the luxury of putting it out every Friday.
I'm not allowing nobody else to speed up my progress. Like, I'm not taking advice from nobody that isn't in a predicament where I want to be.
Say it again.
And that's not saying that, there's not nothing that you could tell me or teach me, because there is. But when it comes down to this specifically, you're not even on the same type of timing. So why would I listen to you?
That's true.
I can't. I can't listen to you. That's like listening to a crackhead tell you how to get rich.
That's crazy.
How are you gonna tell me how to get rich, bro? And that's not taken away from them saying that there's nothing that they could teach me, because there's definitely something they could teach me about going through life, especially what got them into the place that they are now.
Exactly.
But you cannot tell me how to get rich, and you're not rich. You can tell me how to be more thankful.
Yes.
You can tell me how to be more grateful. You can tell me how to see what I have in front of me. You can do that, but you can't tell me how to take my shit to different levels that you haven't even got to see yet. How did you come up with your name? I know for a fact that I've wondered myself, but when I be putting people on to you and I tell them your name, they be like, 3 Dead Idols.
Yeah.
I can't tell them how you came up on it. I'm like, that's him.
Like when I was growing up, like I've always like loved like free thinkers. I love revolutionaries and I loved artists. 3 Dead Idols, they are actually real people. It is Malcolm X, XXX Tentacion, and the artist John Michael Basquiat. Those 3 people really shaped my mindset. XXX was the mind of this generation. Rest his soul. But he was so versatile and he was so innovative and he was so vulnerable with his audience. I want that same. I cannot duplicate him. No one on the earth can duplicate anybody. But like to take inspiration from X, that's what I love. The thing about Malcolm X was he stood on business about his community. He was in the community. He loved his black people. He wanted to see us liberated. The same thing I want to do for us now, because like I feel like nowadays this is the perfect time to be a revolutionary. I'm not saying riot in the streets. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is stand on your business, love your community, make sure everyone around you is fed. That's Malcolm X. And then Basquiat, he was the artist. Like you can scroll on Instagram right now and you can see many Basquiats all over the place, like chaotic art. You got like collages, you got like certain different figures on the canvas that you might not know what it means, but like he was the artist. Like he let no one tell him about his art. That's what I love about Basquiat. Like he he was one of those artists where like if you told him, hey, you should make it red, he'll make it purple. Because you couldn't tell him nothing about his art. So those 3 people, like those 3 figures, is really what I resonated to. And may they rest in peace and may they rest in power, because I'm not gonna stop anytime soon. But those are my 3 dead idols. Those it makes sense because sometimes I act like Malcolm, and sometimes I want to be vulnerable like X, and sometimes I want to be an artist like Basquiat. Like that's just me.
Do you have anybody specifically, whether it be like family, friends, or even just somebody that was in your life for a moment that like introduced you to the passion of music? Somebody that was just like, made you be like, you know what?
The nigga behind the camera right now, his name is Radio Isaiah. When I came to Fayetteville, he put that battery in my back. We was working at Wingstop on some humble shit, like on some like 11 a.m. to like midnight. We was working, and the only thing that was on this man's mind was music. Like me, just coming up, I knew I wanted to make music, but like radio, he was like, man, like bro, like you got it, keep going. Ever since then, I just haven't stopped. I have not let my foot off the gas. And there's another one. His name is Bumboy. Bumboy is in Fayetteville right now. People don't know him because he's a ghost, but he has like 600,000 like monthly listeners on Spotify. And he was the one that showed me that you can make a living off of music in your room. Man, like if you've been doing this for like 3 to 4 years and you have an amazing cult following and it's just you, why can't I do it? Not like in a way that I'm saying like, oh, I want to be better or I want to do this, but like Bumboy, like on some like no like greedy shit, nothing like that. Bumboy showed me his check for comma. I'm not gonna say how much it was. He showed me a comma. I was like, bro, like, what do you do in my room every day? He don't party. He got his family. He focuses on that music. And like you can really do it, bro. Like you can. Like there's nothing stopping you. You can do it, bro. Like real life. It's hard. No one said it was going to be easy, Tori. No one said you're going to wake up in the morning and have a million monthly listeners. But if you grind, if you stay consistent, no matter what the process is, do it, bro.
I think I'm gonna end it here. We had 45 minutes, and it's been
Really?
nothing but great conversation.
45.
I've barely asked you any questions. This is just us talking.
We know each other.
Like this is just us talking. I ain't barely asked you anything. But even then,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I feel like the conversation that we have had is just something that needs to be heard. It needs to be heard because there's people out here that think the same way that we think, got the same shit going on. It's just like it takes hearing somebody else say it and then you saying it out loud for you to be like, oh, okay, let me get this together. We got stuff to do. I've only been within this scene for at least a year and a half. Like I just got on to this, and it was just I was getting ready. All right, I'm finna get the fuck up out of here. We don't do nothing here. It's just a city full of people that don't want the next person to win, and everybody hate each other. It's not. It's just to find people that are like us, bro. You really gotta go searching. It's cool though. I go where I'm supported. Instagram fucking with me, so that's where I am.
I'm gonna leave it with this. Because you put this in me today. Go where you're supported. You don't have to have a challenge that is too big for you. Don't exert yourself. Don't try to have validation for other people that really don't care if you win or lose. Go where you're supported, man. Real life. Thank you for the interview.
Of course. Thank you for coming.
Can I hug you? Yeah. Yay. Real life. Fuck TikTok.
Fuck TikTok.